5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother. What we do here is go back.
Hello everybody, Steven Jensen and Jessi Davin, and we are back. Finally back here. Yes. Thanks for joining us again on another live chat. We're going to be talking predictions for Nxt Takeover in Your House coming up tomorrow night on the WWE Network. We've also got, obviously, some big news coming off of SmackDown, new women's tag team champions, and, you know, a bunch of good stuff going on in AEW. So, a lot of wrestling to talk about, and we've been gone for a little while, so we appreciate everyone joining us. Before we get into all that stuff, Jessi, how have you been doing?
I've been doing okay. If like our stream like starts to go whack, it's because there's like severe like flooding and stuff here and bad weather. We should be good. I'm just making sure my microphone was in. But so my apologies. It's been quite a rainy weekend already. Hello to everybody in the chat. obviously we kind of felt it would be a good idea to take a little bit of a break from live streaming. Obviously, with the events going on in the world right now, the uprising and revolution that's happening, which I think is wonderful. Um, I felt like we both kind of felt like it wasn't right, and it just didn't feel right to be talking about wrestling when the world is like changing before our eyes. So, and I was also like not doing very well mentally, and I just kind of wasn't there. So we're happy to be back. Really happy to be here. Obviously, before we get started, we'll kind of talk a little bit about it. But before that, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Yeah.
Yay. That's good.
UFC tonight, so looking forward to watching.
That's true.
Been doing a lot of video editing, so I've been super busy, but that also means super tired because the hours when I edit are very weird. Like a lot of the time I wait until like all the stuff I'm either interested in or all like the people I would normally be around are like asleep before I start working on that stuff. So a lot of the time it's like I'm video editing until 6 in the morning or whatever.
Oof.
But it's always worth it when you see those videos pop up on YouTube. MMA on Point, check it out if you're a fan of mixed martial arts. Put a lot. I'm not the only video editor. There's multiple video editors. It's one video editor per video. In most cases, so I take a lot of pride in those videos. I put a lot of work into them, so make sure you check.
Yes, you do.
If you're into MMA, but yeah, I don't know if you want to like start off like because like I was saying we felt like it's obviously like the elephant in the room. We can't just like not do this and not say something about what's been going on. Obviously it's been going on for a lot longer than this past week, but this past week has been like the kind of the revolution, kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah.
Do you have any? If you want to kick that off, kind of like your thoughts on what's going on right now. We're gonna try to keep it brief, by the way, guys. Like because we don't.
Yeah.
We're sure you've already heard this type of stuff so much already that it's like we just would feel strange not addressing it. Keep it pretty short on kind of how we feel about this stuff. And then the majority of this will be about professional wrestling and these especially the awesome NXT show that's coming up tomorrow night. So
Yes.
but yeah, Jessi. So go ahead.
Yeah. So obviously things have been going on. Everyone's been discussing it, which I think is wonderful. I think it's great that people are finally listening. Obviously, Black Lives Matter. That's like the number one thing. Black lives absolutely matter. To me personally, the kind of all lives matter thing is kind of bullshit because to me, like rapists don't matter, pedophiles don't matter, like all these people that are like murdering innocent people don't matter. So, like, no, all lives don't matter. Decent human beings matter. And before we can get into decent human beings, we have to recognize that Black lives matter because they've been oppressed, they've been marginalized, they've been, for some reason in human existence, seen as not equal, and that's not fair. And for me, I always try to have hope. I always try to look at, like, the bright side of things. And while I'm finally recognizing and feel horrible about all of the injustices that have happened in the past. And I'm angry at myself for taking this long to finally like say, like Logan Paul said, which I never thought I would say. He actually put it great. It's not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist. And I think that is very, it's a very good point. We have to call it out if we don't agree with it. Who would? I like to see things as I feel like if Randy Orton can finally realize and tweet that Black Lives Matter and he can finally see that that should be a thing, like I have hope. I feel like this is truly a turning point in equality, and I do really feel like this is a turning point for humanity. I really do. I feel like even with the whole coronavirus situation, we're finally starting to take our health seriously, and we're starting to realize how important it is to look out for one another. And I also think that this is a stepping point for the human race, because we are all one human race, and we all deserve to be treated on the same level. And I think that that is so important, and it makes me happy to see everybody finally realizing that and standing up for what's right. Obviously, I don't want to get too much into it. I feel like for me, instead of like talking about it, I've been listening a lot. I've been listening. I'm not just hearing things, I'm actually listening, and I'm trying to educate myself, and I've really been trying to understand what I should do. And so I just had to say something, and I did point out on Twitter that all proceeds, that my portion of the super chats, if we get any, will be going to the Justice for Malik Brown fund. My friend Malik Brown was brutally murdered. He was shot, and then he was taken from Kissimmee to Ocala and set on fire. I don't know if he was alive or if he had already passed away when that happened. But he leaves behind a beautiful, beautiful little girl. And her mother is also my friend, my dear friend, who I've known for a very long time. And his GoFundMe is currently sitting like at like less than like a fourth of the funds that it was trying to reach. And I don't think that's right. So I've already donated $150 of my own money, and whatever portions of super chats I get here, I will donate to his fund as well, because his life mattered and his daughter's life matters. So yeah.
I think it's a great thing that you're doing, Jessi. I'm not as heartless as I was. So for people who don't know, me and Jessi talk before these live chats for like, sometimes it's for a while. Today we only had a couple minutes because I was late. Well, we were going to do it earlier. We had to reschedule till later. And then I was late on how, anyway. We started a little bit later than expected. And just so you know, Jessi, I'm not as heartless as you probably think I am. I'm going to...
You are not heartless. Get out of here.
I'm going to give, if we get any super chats, not only will Jessi's portion of the proceeds go towards her friend, the whole donations for everything this episode. So both, we normally, me and Jessi split our super chats right down the middle. For today's episode, anything we make will go towards helping her friend that she was just talking about out and their family. So feel free, any money you want to send this way, any questions, comments, statements, super chats that you have for us on today's show will all go towards helping that cause out. As far as my thoughts on this stuff, it's just, and obviously it's like, it would take a whole podcast in itself to like really dive into that, but I mean, I will say this, and it's funny because I'll start it off with one of the most ignorantly racist things a lot of people will say, but I didn't notice it about myself until recently. And I think it's relevant when it comes to the situation. So, a lot of the time when people are being racist, they'll point out like, yeah, but I have black friends, or like, I have a black friend, or whatever. I mean, that's like their way of being,
Yeah.
well, I'm not racist, I have black friends. When I was thinking about it the other day, majority of my close friends are African American. Probably about 80% of my close friends are, and I've literally had never thought about it like that until I was sitting around and this situation was happening. And I was thinking about who I was thinking of who I knew who could be being affected by this right now. And it was most of my close friends. And I was like,
Wow.
How have I never, and it isn't, and I'm not sitting here saying like I don't see race, because like I know that they're black. There are situations where I go to a bar with those friends and I'm one of, if not the only white person there. And I notice it. You know what I mean? It's something where like,
Yeah.
there, but it doesn't mean that I don't get along with all of those people. It doesn't mean that I don't treat those people the same way I would treat literally anybody else, because they're all people. It is the color of their skin. It should not matter. But what was really eye-opening to me this past week especially is that because I'm around black people as often as I am, I've never actually been in a situation like what they've told me about when I've not been around. So I've always been a little ignorant to it. Because I'm not saying that like because of my presence we've gotten away with certain things, but what I am saying is like they have told me about stuff where they've been pulled over for no reason, and they've been profiled for this or that, or they've been put in handcuffs for literally just being black on a Friday night type scenario, for no reason.
Yeah.
and they would tell me about this stuff, and like I believed them, but I was never like overly like afraid for them. I was always just kind of like, well, I mean, maybe they kind of like maybe my buddy was out doing something kind of stupid and like and he just happened to also be black. But then when this kind of stuff happens, and you're like,
oh shit.
well, it's I'm literally sitting there thinking like, if I was in the same position as George Floyd, I have no doubt that I would not have been killed. Like I wouldn't have been killed. There's no way. There's no way. I wouldn't have even been felt threatened. Like
right.
the time that I've dealt with police officers, H3 just putting him on the video yesterday.
Yes.
Very similar to my own scenarios. I have been in trouble before for things, but I've never been full on arrested. I've gotten speeding tickets and stuff, but like even then, like most of the time it gets reduced or dropped. Like I've told you about it, Jessi, and I'll talk about it now because the whole thing is completely over. But I was in a situation a couple years ago where I was caught with a felony amount of marijuana in an area where marijuana is not legal at all, and they wound up just giving me a misdemeanor. They could have arrested me. They could have done whatever they wanted, and then the whole thing just wound up getting completely dropped, 100% dropped. I had to go to a drug and alcohol course. It was like 2 hours long, and the whole thing just got dropped. It's expunged. If you check my record, it's not even there. But what was eye-opening about that experience to me was being the only white person in a room full of probably 20 other black people that were all there for the same reason, and finding out that I was getting the same punishment as somebody who had like half a gram of weed that was black versus me having a felony amount, which is, anything over 15 grams. So,
yeah.
And I found out that was the case for pretty much everybody else in that room, where it was like, because we had to go around the room and talk about why we were in the class. So, like, it's literally, I'm like one of maybe 2 white people in this room. Everyone else is, and they're going through, person by person, and dude's like, me and my buddy were rolling around outside, got pulled over for no reason. They found, one of the dudes got busted because he had like half a gram of weed, and then they counted his unopened cigarello as paraphernalia.
Stop it!
So he got a second charge for having a legal cigar with him. That, I mean, granted, was he probably going to put the weed in it eventually? Probably, but it's not illegal to have a...
There's reasonable doubt there.
Right, but that, and then it gets to me, and I'm like,
Shit.
I'm like, 15 grams of weed or whatever it was, and they're like, what the fuck? You got the same shit as us? Like, and
oh my god.
what I'm saying is like, those are the types of experiences that open my eyes, where it's like,
whoa,
I'm definitely being treated differently than these people are. Like 100%. There is because of the color of my skin, I am definitely being treated differently.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where I bring up those scenarios and all that stuff right now, because the point is that it shouldn't be like that. We should all be treated the same, all of us. And there is no reason that anybody should lose their life, even over a misdemeanor crime. Like, it's completely ridiculous. That shit cannot happen. And it's time, knowing that happened out in the public with other people watching, with other people begging this dude to back off because dude's sitting there saying he can't breathe. Like,
so horrible.
And so it's just one of those things where, like, obviously the worst happened to George Floyd, obviously. But also think about the witnesses. Like, imagine just standing there and, like, crying for help for this dude's life, and these police officers are looking you dead in the eyes and being like, just letting this dude die. So now you're traumatizing the onlookers too, who are sitting there going, like, I'm never gonna trust police officers again. I can't believe this. It's the whole thing all the way around was just
so
fucked. That Black Lives. At the end of the day, that's the message. Black Lives Matter. Like,
absolutely.
The scenario, I heard H3 say the same scenario, and I think I've heard it elsewhere, where yes, all of our lives matter. Like, if we all lived in a big neighborhood and we were all in houses, all of our lives matter. But if one of the houses on fire, and the fucking fire department shows up, and it's like, let's take care of all these other houses first, and we're sitting here going, no, that house there is on fire. Like, you need to help that house right now. This house needs to look like the rest of our houses, and that's the Black Lives right now
Right?
their shit's on fire right now. We need to figure this shit out because it can't keep happening. They can't keep being
Can't.
valued as less than the rest of us, and that is how it is right now, and it isn't fair. And
It's not fair. It's
Yeah.
not right.
and that's
It's
more than I
not.
was even planning on talking about it. But like that's honestly pretty much the short of it is that nuts.
It's not short, but it doesn't deserve to be short because their lives deserve some time. You know, they deserve that from us. You know, and I think that's I think we both kind of said our piece, and I think it's very, very important. And I hope that everyone out there can understand and have some empathy, and just show some compassion, and like like a lot of people, like Corey in our chat is expressing his experiences, which are just awful. He got pulled over for stealing his own car. Like, how horrible is that? Like, pulled over, cops trying to get me to tell them I had drugs in my car, even if I had nothing on me. Like, just, like, it's wrong. It's wrong, and it needs to stop. It absolutely needs to stop, and I honestly do feel like we will see change, and I hope we do. And if we don't, I hope we call out those who are not willing to, like, get it. Like, let's
Right,
get
one,
it.
and also, I mean, it's obviously 99.9999% like it is a Black Lives Matter situation right now. But there's also we also have to keep in mind it's very much also just a problem with law enforcement in general.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that most cops are bad cops, but the ones that are bad cops, there's enough of them out there that it is a legitimate fucking issue. And
Yes.
and I think that black people are targeted by police much more often than I mean, especially white people.
Yes.
And I don't know what the percentage is with the other
For, like,
races
no
and stuff, so
reason.
I really can't. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty confident in saying black people are profiled more than white people by police officers. Don't think that's telling any tales out of school.
I purposely turn my turn signal on at least 200 feet before I'm turning, because I have a friend who's black who was pulled over for that.
Right. It's crazy.
And I know people who just don't even use their turn signals.
Well, think
Like,
about the dude, that old man who got shoved over by the old white man who got shoved
oh man, that was
the other day.
crazy. What the hell?
Looked like it killed him, and it's like,
That was scary.
and I'm not bringing that up as a black versus white or one.
No, that's just
This
the
is
issue.
a police issue. It's like the police know they're being fucking filmed and they're doing that shit. Imagine what the fuck's going on when there aren't cameras around and they want to get somebody. That's the scary shit. Is how many people are locked up right now because there was a police report filed talking about how they were fucking attacked, how they attacked police officers or something, but there's no proof one way or another, and those people are just in jail. I'd have to.
I know.
I have to imagine it happens way more than I even. Now I'm thinking about it, and that's literally the only positive in any way, shape, or form that's coming out of the George Floyd situation right now. And for me, is it has been incredibly fucking eye opening from that sense.
Yes.
I wouldn't feel. I mean, I don't really know what else to say other than what we've seen on camera is that bad. Imagine
what's happening when the cameras aren't rolling.
Imagine growing up black and having to be told by your parents or people close to you that the
Right.
situations are probably going to happen to you. So you're already
Yes.
terrified, and now they can just do whatever they want to you on top of it. You're going into it terrified,
Yes.
and then
That is what got me.
and that's
Okay,
it's so
here's my
sad.
privilege. Here's my privilege, all right? I have a 4-year-old daughter, right? She gets on here all the time. She's over at Mimi and Papa's right now. I have a hard enough time telling my 4-year-old that if she wants to go to Publix, or if she wants to go out to a store, that she has to wear a mask. Like, I
Right.
cannot even begin. I cannot even begin to imagine having to sit down with my child who is still trying to learn basic concepts of life and trying to tell her that she is going to be judged solely based on how she looks.
Yeah.
That makes me angry. It broke my heart and it hurts. And it's not right. I don't ever want to see a mother have to tell her child, because of the way they look and the color of their skin, that they're going to be judged and they could be killed. That is not right. That is what shook me to my core.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I can't even tell my daughter to wear a face mask. You know?
I recommend. Actually, I'll play it. At some point here, Xavier Woods.
Yes, that's what. Yes.
For those of you who
be perceived as not a threat.
Right, and that got me too. I retweeted that because of, I mean, his whole story with that line especially, where it's like this dude has lived his whole life under the notion or he had been taught that like his whole life is, it didn't matter how smart he was, because the guy, I mean, he has like a PhD. I mean, he's super smart guy.
Yes.
Took all like the.
Thank you, DeAndre, so much. By the way, thank you, DeAndre. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amani, his daughter, Malik's daughter, will appreciate that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, DeAndre. Yeah, I mean, just imagine like you're as good as everyone else is at what you're doing, or maybe even better in cases. And at the end of the day, you're still concerned with making yourself come off as non-threatening. Like, you're the smartest guy in class. I saw it firsthand. He went to high school.
That's right.
Went to a rival high school. I saw him wrestle in high school. People were talking about it even back then. It wasn't like I knew it was like he was going to grow up to be Xavier Woods or anything. It was this kid. He was a kid who had a lot of potential. And I remember when he got signed to Impact Wrestling, it being the thing when he was Consequences Creed. When I realized, like, I put it all together, and I was like, oh wait, this was the dude from Sprayberry High School. And I was like, that's nuts, because he wrestled Cody Rhodes in high school. It was a big deal. They were two of the
That's right. You were just talking
on our
about that
team.
last time.
Yeah, Cody was the best wrestler on our team. Xavier was the best wrestler on their team. And Xavier wrestled up a weight class or two just to wrestle Cody.
Wow.
Because and I've heard him talk about it in interviews since, in his mind, because Dusty Rhodes came to all our matches. In his mind, if he could beat Cody in front of Dusty, he'd get signed to a wrestling company. Because like,
oh my God.
he'd be like, oh, this kid can beat my son. Like, he must be good, you know. So I'm saying all this because it's like, kid's a star athlete. He's super intelligent. Obviously, he's a nice guy. Like, he checks literally all the boxes you would want out of just like a decent human being. And he's still, in his own mind, having to live his life, knowing that everybody that he meets, he has to find a way of coming off as non-threatening before they could even see him as any of those other things. Which is just, what do you even say? That's like...
I know, what do you even say?
When that's this case, there's a fucking issue with society, and that issue needs to be...
There is.
Black Lives Matter. That's specifically them. It needs to be fucking fixed. So,
yeah, Corey in our chat. I had to have that talk when I was 5. Fucking 5.
It's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts.
Wild.
It was like to think about from like my perspective. That's like, because we were always taught like the police are our friends. Like that if something bad happens, those are the people you call and they're gonna protect you.
Right.
It's a completely different fucking message that I grew up with than that community did, which is
not
crazy
right.
to think about.
It's not right.
Like, I mean, obviously I'm not making fun. Like, I'm almost laughing.
No.
Like, it's just that crazy.
It's just that
to think about.
far-fetched.
Yeah.
At least for me, but it's far-fetched, but it's like real, and it's like, what? And it's something that needs to change, and I really do see hope in our next generation. I really do. I do. I really think this next generation, my daughter's generation, our generation, I feel like we're the start of a change, and I sincerely hope that equality will finally become something that is normal.
Yeah. DeAndre, thank you for another super chat that will go to our cause.
Oh, thank you so
More
much.
specifically, Jessie's cause for her friend.
Thank you.
What's Malik's family? What are their names? Malik's...
Brown. Malik Brown.
well, I meant like his daughter's name,
Oh, Amani.
Imani.
Amani Jane. She's so pretty.
Um,
She's gorgeous. She did modeling for the Crayola experience in Orlando, so she's all over the flyers.
oh, nice. That's
It's really
badass.
cool.
Good for
Yeah.
her.
It's really cool. So if you ever go to the Crayola experience, she's probably on those pictures. They did like a whole family that's like not her family. It was crazy, but it's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yes, and Cody's promo on AEW was fire. Okay, so NXT. So I'm gonna be real with everybody. I've really been paying attention to NXT, but I've been paying attention to this card, and this card looks fire.
Yeah. And this is a pro transition. For those of you who, you know, I want to just reiterate and re-stress before we get into this wrestling talk. And there's no, like, I'll talk about some sponsors at the end of the show, but, like, there's no Wrestle Rumble right now. Like, there is, but there isn't kind of thing. So this isn't even, like, a sponsored, like, we've got to get through all the predictions, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're going to chill, we're going to talk, we're going to do our predictions. And once again, any money you send, whether it's, you know, with a question, a comment, a statement, or like DeAndre's first donation, it was $2, just here's $2. Any of that money is going to friends of Jessie's who need it. Malik,
Yes.
her friend, who fucking, I mean, I don't know the full situation,
It's horrible.
but
They just had an argument. It wasn't it's so horrible.
nuts. It will go to a family in need. So, anyways, yeah, let's just talk about wrestling. Oh yeah, Cody's promo is fire. NXT looks fire.
Cody's promo was really good.
I haven't been watching the show week by week either because of AEW. Like, I usually watch both shows, but I have NXT on mute, and my full attention is usually on AEW. So I'm aware of like what's going on in NXT, but there are surely things that I've missed storyline wise. But I've got a pretty good grasp of where we're at, and I never miss a takeover live. Like those are yeah, you can't.
Those are the best. I don't care. Those are awesome. Every single takeover has been great. I have not seen a bad one yet.
Yes, every like I say it all the time. Like even you can be the biggest WWE hater in the world, even the biggest NXT hater in the world. You can be like Team AEW, Team NJPW. You can be the biggest Ring of Honor fanboy in the world, whatever it is. I don't think you can call yourself a wrestling fan in 2020 and be missing NXT Takeover shows. Even if it's the only thing about WWE you watch.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah, it does, because they are can't miss shows. There has never been a takeover that hasn't delivered. So I have no reason to think that this will be any different. I'm looking forward to it. And DeAndre, I think Cody he's just firing on all cylinders right now, just in general. Like, I love him being the TNT champion. That match with Jungle Boy was awesome.
Yes.
He's going to be wrestling Mark Quinn for the belt next week. That's going to be fire, too.
I love it.
Me, too. And it reminds me a lot of... It's like the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge, where he was...
Yeah.
Ironically enough, Stardust, Cody was one of those people.
That's
Zack
right.
Ryder, so this is a great way... Because for me, the biggest thing with the John Cena U.S. Open Challenge was it 180'd my opinion of John Cena. I was firmly on the get this guy out of the main event. This guy can't keep up with anybody else. Like I want to see the new stars. And then he starts having these matches with Cody and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and everybody else that he did, and it was like, oh, John Cena actually rules in the ring. He just hasn't been. There hasn't been like the reason to be doing this stuff until now, and I think it helped elevate John Cena and everyone else who was in the ring with him. I think the same thing's gonna happen with Cody.
I think so too. Well,
And I don't mean
I
like
mean,
Cody's already there. Like I already like
yeah.
love Cody, but I think it's gonna elevate all the people that are in the ring with him.
I mean, hell, Jungle Boy looked good as hell. My God, that was a really good ring. That was a really good match. Um, Speaking of, I really want to go on the Jericho cruise, but I'm scared.
Yeah, I want to
I
go on it too. I just
I'm like this close to making a deposit, but I would have to go by myself, and I don't want to do that. I've been watching too
is,
many like
is
true
that you
crime.
inviting me? Is that you inviting me with you to the Jericho cruise?
You really want to sit in a 280 square foot cabin for a week? How long is it?
Is that what it is? Is that like the
Oh, they're really all the good rooms are taken except for the like really expensive ones.
Yeah, I mean, that you'd probably be in the room that much anyways.
No, hell no, dude. I would go. I want to go. I already signed up for like the pre, and I'm in the Facebook group, and everyone's talking about what deck they're on, and like I'm like sitting here going,
Yeah, I really wanted like the first one. I was damn close to going. Like I was like really
really?
considering it. That was like one of the only times that Jericho's even like responded to me on social media was around that time too. Because
Really?
I remember tweeting out something about like I really want to go on this, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta go on it" or something.
Oh shit.
And I was like, "Oh, dude, now Jericho's even saying I gotta go on this thing." And then I didn't wind up going, but that was because of circumstances outside of my control at the time. But it's such a fucking awesome concept.
It is.
But I will say this, and this is I don't mean this to be misogynistic. It's just the fucking truth. I feel like as a single dude going on one of these,
Yeah.
like, I mean, it would be fucking fun because like you're around all these other wrestling fans, like so that would be fucking a lot of fun. But when I go on, like I've gone on a couple cruises, and like a lot of the part of going on cruises is like you're a single guy, and like there's like
Yeah.
all over the place, and I don't know how many hot single women like I'm like you're
True.
they're out there, but a lot of the women that I know that are into wrestling, I'm just gonna be completely honest, most of them are taken most of the time.
Oh, okay, yes, they're taken.
Yeah, most of the girls that I know through wrestling, like
Yeah.
at a show with a guy usually.
Well, usually they go with a guy because they're like uncomfortable or whatever. I go by myself. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
But
and you don't give a fuck, but that's why you're like the ultimate outlier in this scenario. I don't think there's the point of this is I don't think that there's that many. Well, no,
yeah,
you're married. So wait, so you're still a part of what I'm talking about. Like
yeah.
like I
So
don't know how many. The whole point of this is I don't know how many single women are going on the Jericho cruise by themselves.
I'm not going on this cruise to get pussy.
But a little bit I am. Like,
Okay.
it's still a cruise. Like I mean, it's more about the going on there and the wrestling and like having a good time and like meeting wrestlers and getting drunk and like. Just
More about what it's about.
But at the end of the day, it's also a fucking cruise vacation, and I'm still.
I'm
fucking
sure there are girls
dude,
going.
like,
I'm sure there's groups of girls going.
I gotta find out about that. If that's going on, I don't know.
Dude, just put a sock on the door. Just put a sock on the door. I'll go sit in a library. I don't know. Just don't use my space.
Yeah, JP's
Keep bodily
with
fluids
you,
off.
dude. Probably not many single women are going. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole thing. It's like,
There are people who are swingers. I'm just saying. There's a lot.
yeah, I know that that's out there, but you can't really go out there like counting on that.
Corey, I don't want to get friend zoned. Can you imagine getting friend zoned on a cruise ship and you're just like you're on this ship with a whole bunch of people and you're stuck?
Oh, I have some cruise ship stories that I will not tell on the stream. That some are good, but some are like ultimately embarrassing. Because
Really?
of that kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went on some
I
cruise
want to go though.
my most awkward years ever. Like when I was like,
Oh.
high school and stuff, and go on these things.
Oh
It's like,
dear.
yeah, just this
Oh
awkward.
my god. Did you like go to like the teen club?
Oh, I'd done that before. Oh God, yeah, I
Teen
forgot
club.
about that. Yeah, that.
Dude, I went on one cruise when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I went on a
and you
cruise
did
for the
that.
honeymoon. The same. I did
Oh.
the thing, and they told us. You know what they told us? They told us that at night they would drain the pools, and the way that they would refill up the pools because it's salt water was pelicans would come in with their mouths and just spit out the water into the pool. And I believed it. They're like, yeah, we have a bunch of pelicans. And they were like, here, we'll show you. And sure as shit, there were pelicans in there. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's true. And I told my parents, and they didn't believe me. And I was really mad. And now, how many years later? 20-something years later, I'm like, okay, maybe that was total bullshit. They
Santa
lied to
Claus
me.
isn't real. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Santa Claus might.
I don't know, maybe.
Depends on how old you are if you're listening to this.
I hope kids aren't watching this. I mean, I do have a cute kitty cat.
No.
It's a cute little pussy. Yeah.
I'll be honest though, if there's any kids watching this and like at this point they believe that Santa Claus is real and they've been hearing me talk
He is real.
about how fake a lot of these wrestling matches are, like I mean I feel like I've already ruined everything for them if like I'm the reason they think wrestling's fake. Santa Claus might be real. I don't fucking know. I leave cookies and milk out just in case. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Santa's totally real.
Yeah, every now and then, I mean, you just don't know. Greg Cherry, thank you very much. I got
Thank you, Greg.
your PayPal donation.
Thank you.
Great to see you both on stream. My completely random question: would you ever want to be slimed like Kayla Braxton was on SmackDown last night? Thank you again, Greg. I'll let Jeff.
No, you answer first.
Oh, you want me to answer first?
Hmm.
Well, I know you're about to go in a whole spiel about how you've already been slimed, so I'm just all right. Yeah. So I can't compare to how Jessi is. I never got to go to the Nickelodeon Studios in Universal Orlando, Florida. I never got to compete for a trip to space camp or.
Oh, bitch! I went to space camp. It was fun.
What's that?
Never mind. I didn't go to space camp, but I went there on a field trip once.
But I'm just saying, like that was Nickelodeon Studios. That was the home of almost you could win a trip to space camp, or you could get a Casio keyboard. There were these amazing prizes. So Greg, yes, I would love to be slime because I grew up in the 1990s and I associate green slime especially with Nickelodeon and the good old days and Sickly. I'm just gonna steal all of Jess. She wanted to go second. I'll just go. Just tell your Slime Time Live story, all right?
Yes, I've been slimed and I've been pied on the face on Slime Time Live. But what? What? I have. I'm dead serious.
I know you have. You told me about it before.
Yes. My best friend growing up, her mom was the producer or a producer on Slime Time Live, and she did a bunch of the other shows. And the day that she was like retiring or going to a different job, I was there with her and I got to meet everyone. And my mom and dad used to do kickboxing with, I think her name was Jessica too, one of the other hosts on there. They used to do kickboxing with her all the time. Yeah, I have a picture of it. I have a picture of me on Slime Time. I'm in the crowd because they wanted us to sit in the crowd. And then they wanted to like pretend to bring us down. I'm totally breaking kayfabe here, but they made us come down and they pied us on TV. And she got slimed, but then we went backstage. And I remember they had this big bowl of caramel M&Ms, but they were like dulce de leche, and they were so good, like sitting in the room, like the green room or whatever. And I remember, so we got pied in the face. It was really cool. Super fun. The slime is actually really good for your hair. It's all natural. I'm serious. Like all the egg and stuff in it. I don't know. I don't know what they use now, but back in the day.
Okay. So they're basically cleaning your hair for you as
yes.
consolation for being slimed.
Yes. And it's super fun. So yes, not only would I love to be slime, I've been slimed on Slime Time Live. So yeah. I was pied. I was pied on Slime Time Live and I got to be slimed afterwards. So let me try and find this picture.
While you're looking, Gel, yeah, OG Slime is you can't do that on television. Yeah, see that,
yeah.
So that was like just before me and Jessi. Like that was like right.
Yeah, just before we was there.
But we would have been heavy on like What Would You Do or Double Dare or Figure It Out or those kind of shows where they use use slime.
Yeah.
My neighbor was on Figure It Out when we were kids. That's
Really?
a funny one. He was this really dweeby kid who in hindsight, and I don't know what happened to this guy because I cannot find him on the internet. He's probably became Elon Musk or something. This kid
Oh my goodness.
this kid was into botany when we were like 5, and
Oh wow.
to figure it out with his Venus flytraps, which is like
Oh nice.
so random. Another funny one for those of you who don't know, Sam Roberts, who is currently on WWE TV, he was on Figure It Out as a kid and he flipped quarters off of his heels or something. It was some really stupid trick. Sam Roberts is stupid. My favorite. He's one of my favorite. He's literally one of my favorite people in the world of rap. I love Sam Roberts. Probably my favorite radio personality that's like still on the radio. But yeah, he had some really geeky trick that he did on Figure It Out. So if you guys want to check that out, I'm sure it's on the internet. So he still looks the same now as he did when he was like 10 or whatever.
That's great. Oh my god, we got a super chat. Yes. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Yay.
We just got another one too. So Jessi, go ahead.
Oh my god, really? It hasn't come up for me yet. Oh my god, Shane, thank you so much. Oh, Shane is so awesome. Shane is seriously one of the wisest, nicest people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, and I'm really glad that I do. So thank you so much, Shane and Ahmed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ahmed says, well, I'll do Shane because it's pretty much a statement, and then Ahmed has a question. Again, Shane, thank you so much. Saw your tweet, love the your tweet, love the cause, Jessi. I'm not home, so I will watch later. But you're awesome. Thank you, Shane. You're awesome too. Yeah, yes, you are awesome. Thank you. Hey, Steven, this is Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed, again. Thank you, guys. Seriously, this means a lot to me, and it'll mean a lot to Amani. Hey, Steven, Jess, DeAndre, missed you guys. We missed you too. Steven, have you seen Cage Fighter? Worlds Collide?
I have not. And I'm not sure what that is. I
don't know either.
And I'm kind of embarrassed to not know what it is. I'm actually gonna look it up on Google right now. I feel like I might have heard of this, but I am not sure. Oh, it's a 2020 film. That's why it's new, so I have not heard of this yet. It was released on demand. Oh, through Fight TV. I don't think I have a. I could get it through Fight though. If it's, I mean, you just sent a $10 donation.
Yeah.
So I feel like I might as well check this out.
Speaking of Cruise, I'm
maybe I won't actually. What did you think about the movie, Ahmed? Let me know. You don't have to send another super.
It's John Moxley's movie.
Oh, I completely forgot that they were doing this. And now I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, see, and here you go. So here, I'll pull this up. Jonathan Good. This is John Moxley right here.
Yeah.
And that's Moxley in the poster. Looks like a great value Ryback.
Whoa.
Whoa. Ahmed, you don't have to send another super chat to answer this. I will see it. I'm looking out for it. What do you think of the movie? Have you seen it?
Wasn't
he said
in
he
that
loved
one
it.
Movie?
Okay.
Oh wow. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Liddell's in this, and I'm just now seeing like. That's kind of hard to see on my my little screen there. Who else is in this? Starring. So this must be the dude on the left that I don't know. Jay Rezzo. That's Christian. Christian's in this.
What?
Chuck
Produced by
Liddell.
WWE?
This can't be WWE if Mox is still in it. That's wild though.
Crazy.
Chuck,
Yeah,
obviously UFC Hall of Famer. Luke Rockhold. All honesty, Luke Rockhold's one of my least favorite UFC fighters in history. I'll just throw that out.
Yeah.
Elijah Baker. I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Well, hey, I will say this: they do have a very interesting lineup in there.
Yes. Where is
So, yeah.
the picture?
Thanks for the recommendation, dude. I remember hearing about this movie, but I had not seen it and I did not know it was already out. So thank you. I will. I think I'll check it out. It looks pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Where is this picture? I'm looking for this picture. I'm looking.
Oh, Ahmed says it's a movie about the world of wrestling colliding with the MMA world. That's actually awesome because
Ooh.
that's basically my life. Is those two things overlap?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, me and Jesse obviously we're talking WWE or all pro wrestling right now, WWE, NXT, AEW, all that stuff. Later tonight, we got UFC 250. So
Yes.
I am all about that double life, that MMA and pro wrestling life. So I talk about it often too. I think that some of the best stuff that you see in MMA is across, well, kind of both ways, but especially in MMA, across, well, it's pretty 50-50 because even like the Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher had a real MMA type feel to it, and I thought
Yes.
it was awesome. It was very well done.
Yes, I thought it was really good.
And then in MMA, of course, like there's certain aspects that I don't like that are pro wrestling, as far as like there are certain people that get title shots in the UFC that don't really deserve them on merit, but because it's like a big storyline type thing, they've talked up against their opponent, they'll get the big fights. I don't really like that, but I do really like guys like Conor McGregor, who are very much pro wrestling characters that go in.
I like that.
Sonnen, those kind of guys. They create, even Colby Covington. He gets a lot of hate, but he's gotten a lot of the opportunities he's gotten because he runs his mouth so much. So,
which, hey, let them have their actions speak louder than their words.
Right, because the other thing is too, like, Colby Covington got knocked out in his last fight, but it was in a world title fight against, in the 5th round against the champion. So it doesn't make him really bad, but
no.
It's one of those things where you talk enough shit, you either have to back it up, or when you get knocked out, like, that could be the end of your career if, like, you can't come back from it. So it's a risky move, but
yeah.
DeAndre asked, I know you're still looking for that. I'm listening to the chat. DeAndre asked, what do you think about Riddle going to SmackDown, Steven and Jesse? I'll answer that first while you're looking.
Yeah.
I think that I'm scared. I'm very scared.
Yeah, me too. I was about to say that.
Matt Riddle.
Spooked.
You want to go? You want to? I'll
yes, I need it. Thank you. Or this question. I'm super scared. I really hope that Matt Riddle doesn't, or Vince McMahon doesn't like totally destroy Matt Riddle's character. But I don't think I think Matt Riddle's stronger than that. I hope he doesn't get buried. Hope they let him still wrestle barefoot too. I feel like that's something that Vince would take away. And thank you, Ahmed, for another super chat. You read that one, Steven.
Ahmed, I'll get to that super chat in just a second. I want to make sure I fully answer for DeAndre. Even though DeAndre's wasn't a super chat, it's still a question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Want to answer. I'm a very big supporter of Matt Riddle.
Me too. He's my favorite.
Actually, I'll even pull up my little picture with him while we're talking about him.
Really?
My old little picture with Matt Riddle.
No picture with Matt
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's see if I can find this.
Oh, there's me back in the day. I have a lot of Facebook pictures. I think it was on Facebook.
I have
and
very few.
And I may have been so
Facebook.
Embarrassed. What?
Oh, I was just saying I have very few Facebook pictures, so I should be able to find this Matt.
I know. I was like, I added you. I haven't really looked. I haven't snooped. I should probably snoop.
And I look different in all because like I take so
do I.
My hair's like long or short or I'm fat or I'm a little bit not as fat. Like it just depends on the.
I keep evolving.
Yeah, I keep evolving. Yeah, here we go. So here's me and Matt Riddle. This is back in
Yeah, oh yeah, you show me that.
Yeah. It's right after he'd won the Scenic City Invitational, and I'm wearing an Altered Brochure, which is his shirt. So I got to take a picture of him in his shirt. Of all the pro wrestlers in the world, I probably own the most Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle and Kevin Owens is pretty close, probably those two guys, as far as the most merch that I own for a wrestler. Matt Riddle, I'm very scared about on SmackDown because, like, but it's one of these things where he has literally everything this man could ask for. Like, he's got a personality. Yeah. He got a personality. He's good in the ring. He's legitimate. Like, he can actually kick everyone's ass on the roster. Like, he's a badass fighter. But he's a good pro wrestler, and he took to it very quickly. Like, he really hasn't been doing pro wrestling for very long. And he's very, very, very good at it. Super credible, good promo, everything. Like, and he has the size. I mean, you can see there, like, I mean, I'm about 6 feet tall, so, and Riddle's leaning back a bit, but you can see a clear difference in physique, though. I mean, look at this dude's body. Like, he's the kind of guy where, like, you look
He's
at him,
freaking
it doesn't matter how tall he is, you look at that guy and you're like, that guy is a fighter or a celebrity, or he has a look about him where, like, you know he's somebody. Like, you see that guy walking down the street and you're like, don't know what that guy does, but that guy's probably a professional something. And I think Matt Riddle he's a star. But I just have no faith in the WWE's booking of him. I do not know what they're going to do with the guy. I think it's so obvious to put him and Brock in the ring together, given all the build-up over the years and the similarities. And here's the thing. People might not realize this. And this is coming from my MMA world. Matt Riddle was on a 4-fight win streak when he got cut by the UFC because he couldn't pass their drug test. He had too many issues with the THC. And he's not that much smaller in weight and size than Brock Lesnar. Like, Brock's bigger, but it really isn't by as much as what people probably think. And Matt Riddle is a more skilled MMA fighter than Brock Lesnar. Like, Matt Riddle was never a UFC world champion like Brock was, but Brock has a fairly limited skill set. He's primarily a wrestler, does not like getting hit. When he gets hit, he usually folds pretty quickly and loses. Matt Riddle, I think, could beat Brock Lesnar up in a real fight. And that's the only person the WWE has or is going to have in any time in the even close future that's possible with. And I think that's a super interesting scenario because everyone else that Brock wrestles, we know that if Brock doesn't want to do something, he's not going to do it. If he wants to throw you over his head, he's going to throw you over his head. If he wants to kick out of something, he's going to kick out. There's nothing you can do about it because it's Brock Lesnar. But he can't Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle can actually probably whoop his ass. So, like, that's a super fucking interesting contrast there between two guys. And I really want to see it, but it has to be done the right way, and I just have no faith that it will be, unfortunately.
No. Oh my god, why can I not find this, Tessa?
Well, while you're looking, I don't want to forget about that other super chat.
Yes,
Perfect.
thank you.
Ahmed, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
You are the man. It says Moxley was asking if he'd consider MMA, and he said no. Acting alone took so much. You'll see the interview after the movie. Thank you, Ahmed. Yeah, I have no interest in seeing Jon Moxley actually fight anybody. I'm not saying he would be unsuccessful, for sure. I don't really know. But what I do know is by looking at the way he wrestles, unless he significantly changes the way he throws his work punches versus, like, and it is very possible that he throws his punches in a certain way, because obviously you're not trying to hurt your opponent in pro wrestling. I get all that. But he doesn't.
Yeah, I found it.
You found it?
Yes.
I'll just wrap up the answer here by saying I think he would do better than CM Punk because Jon Moxley seems to be a bit more of an actual athlete than Phil Brooks, CM Punk. But I don't think it would be a good idea. I think it would be very similar to because Moxley doesn't have the same kind of background as someone like a Brock Lesnar or a Jake Hager or a Bobby Lashley or somebody who is like a legitimate amateur wrestler who competed at a high level in basically that combat sport. Moxley doesn't have that kind of skill set, that type of athleticism. I don't think it would be a good idea. So it's probably very smart of him to keep training in pro wrestling, keep incorporating that stuff into his pro wrestling style, but I don't think it would be a good idea for him to actually fight any professional fighters. Go ahead, Jesse. Finally found it.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm going to airdrop it to my computer, and then I'm going to send it to you on... Bitch, what the fuck? It's not letting me open Finder. Hold on a second. Go away. Okay, this is a very not good picture of me. So like my eyebrows are and my hair is like up, like tied back. Okay, sent.
You're sending this
Okay.
on Twitter or Skype?
No, I sent it to my computer and
If you
oh,
could do it through Twitter DMs, that'd be easiest for me to open on here.
oh duh. Okay. Okay. Where
And
are
while you're doing that, we got another
sorry?
super chat that
Yeah.
I'll read out.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, Corey.
Yay!
Thank you, Corey,
Oh my god, thank
very
you.
much. And it's a
Corey,
question
thank
3
you
too,
so
so
much.
it's perfect if you want to get that sent over.
Yes.
It says, I'm a UFC fan and I'm ordering tonight, but I'm ashamed to say I don't know much of the undercard. Can you tell me about them, Steven, please? Let me pull it up for you. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'd be happy. I'm not going to do a full-on dive into this because it would take too long. I will recommend you can find, I retweeted the link a few days ago, but every week for the last few weeks, I've been doing a MMA podcast for the Sobros Network. It's it's basically a website network type thing out of Nashville, Tennessee. And I basically became the unofficial co-host without even trying to. Just kind of like, I've been doing the show with the guy. I like the host a lot. He's a buddy of mine. And they've just invited me on every week. And it's just kind of something we're going to keep doing. So I talked a lot about UFC 250 on that. I believe it's called Another Round MMA is like the new official title. So if you want like full thoughts on UFC 250, check it out. It's totally free to listen to. And once again, that's Sobros Network if you want to check that out. Let me pull up.
Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, very, very much appreciated. The undercard. Who do we have here? So
Sorry, my cat just came.
this dude, I'll never forget. He He fought Sean Shirk back in. This was probably around like 2011, 2012. I'll fact check it, but I'll never forget thinking of how robbed I felt for him. Sean Shirk, 2010, so even longer ago. I'll never forget that. Evan Dunham, very good fighter. Obviously, he's been around a long time. He's somebody that, once again, the reason the Sean Shirk thing was so big was because Sean Shirk was the former champion. Evan Dunham was fighting him while Shirk was still like one of the top contenders in that division. And I thought that Dunham clearly won the fight and Shirk wound up getting the decision. And I think that really it fucked up the trajectory of Evan Dunham because I think he probably would have got a title shot had he got that decision win. And it didn't go his way. I've always felt bad for him since then. Huge Formiga, another guy, super good fighter in the flyweight division. He's fought for the title before, I believe. I think he fought Demetrius Johnson at one point. Let me see if he actually, maybe he never fought DJ for the title. He came very, very close to, because all the other people he's fought, you see Joseph Benavidez, Davison Figueiredo, these guys just fought each other for the vacant title and they're about to run it back. Borg fought for the title. Henry Cejudo, former champion. Russell Hayes fought for the title. There's another Joseph Benavidez. John Dodson fought for the title. So Formiga's fought the best of the best. I thought he had a title shot, but I guess he never actually made it that far. Other standouts, Alex Caceres, a.k.a. Bruce Leroy. A bit of an overrated fighter in my opinion. I have Chase Hooper winning this one. And for those of you who don't know, Chase Hooper is the youngest fighter in the UFC. He's like 19. Looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell. Very, very.
Oh dear. Oh, I thought you said that he was fighting. I was like, uh-oh.
No, yeah, Dustin Diamond. He has fought though. Dustin.
Yeah, I know. I
Uh,
know.
it's Ian Heinisch and Gerald Merchard is probably the best fight match wise on this. That or Cody Stamann versus Brian Kelleher. I like both these guys as well. So the undercard is actually very good. When you get into the main card, Eddie Wineland, Sean O'Malley, this is a big one, especially for O'Malley. He's trying to get into title contention. He's probably 1 or 2 wins away. I'm a huge fan of his. So very much looking forward to that. Magny and Rocco, wants another good fight. I've got Magny in that one, but Rocco a win for him is very, very important. This is probably the most important fight on the entire show that isn't a title fight. The winner of this, I think, should get the winner of Piotr Yan versus Jose Aldo for the bantamweight belt. This is a bit of a throwaway. If Asuncao wins, he's not going to get a title shot. If Garbrandt wins, at least he breaks a 3-fight losing streak. I'm going to go with the Asuncao. I think the Asuncao's wrestling is going to be too much for him. And then, of course, you have the main event. Amanda Nunes, heavy favorite to beat Felicia Spencer, but she is a formidable title challenger. She's the best title challenger at 145 they could find for her at the moment. So I like the matchup. But there you go. I hope that was worth your $10, Corey. I wanted to at least give you your money's worth and talk a bit about those for you. So hopefully I sold you a bit more on the show, but it sounds like you already bought it. So there you go. There's some MMA talk for y'all.
Yay. Yeah, I went to high school with a guy named Ryan Benoit. I don't know if he says Bennett or Benoit.
Benoit. I know who he is. Fuck with you.
Yeah. Yeah. He was really good in high school. He graduated with me. So.
Was he like a good wrestler, like an amateur?
Yeah, he was like state champ, I think, in Texas. So.
Which is difficult. I mean, it's difficult to be a state champion anywhere.
And he's small, and he's really small too. He's short.
I couldn't even imagine well, a lot of the time that's the case, believe it or not. A lot of the shorter, stalwart wrestler. It's funny because it's kind of like it's like two extremes. Like a lot of the time, it's either somebody who's very short and stocky who can like stay low but is like super strong, or it's the complete opposite where it's someone who's much taller and lankier than their opponent and that can like pull off things with their limbs that you just. One of my best friends in high school, one of the best wrestlers in the state. He was my height, so he was like 6 feet tall, but he wrestled at like 112 pounds. He was just super, just rail thin. So the guys he would wrestle, he had this like they didn't know they couldn't like pin him around.
Yeah,
His arms
like lanky,
were so long.
He's a big spaghetti.
Yeah, exactly.
Angel hair pasta.
Yeah, right. Ahmed says, I've never been a fan of MMA. Any advice I could change my mind? I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it a lot. It just depends. I would recommend for a new viewer, maybe find a fighter or two that you can really attach to and just start rooting for them. And then start paying attention to the people that are fighting around their fights or before their fights or after their fights. That's probably the best advice I can give. Maybe seek out like a Conor McGregor or maybe go find some old George St. Pierre fights or some old Anderson Silva fights or something. Amanda Nunes tonight, that's a great one. She's probably the best women's fighter there's ever been up to this point, and she's fighting tonight. If you tune into the show tonight, you'd wind up also seeing Aljamain Sterling and Corey Sandhagen, who are two of the biggest prospects in the company and stuff. So that's probably the route that I would go. Or tune in for pro wrestlers, because every now and then Hager fights, so tune into his Bellator fights. If Lashley gets back in the cage, tune in for those. If Brock gets back in, Filthy Tom Lawler, there's do both. So yeah, that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
What else we got here? DeAndre says, Riddle going to SmackDown Live. He's basically saying Riddle went to SmackDown so that he wouldn't actually have to cross paths with Brock. I've heard the stories about Brock and Heyman basically telling Riddle they're never going to get the match with him, so just keep their name out of his mouth.
What? That's crap.
Yeah, but I think that opinion can be changed with enough push.
Yeah.
Because that's
with enough
Riddle.
time.
Like I said, Riddle can just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, because at the end of the day, if Brock comes at him, Riddle can actually stand his ground and hold his own against Brock. No one else can.
Dude, legit.
Yeah,
Not
like if Brock,
mistake.
right? If Brock like cornered him in a locker room and was like, "Motherfucker, keep my name out of your mouth on Twitter," Riddle could literally stand in front of him and be like, "What are you gonna do about it, bro?" You know what I mean? Like you can literally.
Yeah, dude. He's fierce.
It was the same thing with Goldberg. Remember when they showed that clip of Goldberg?
Well, now they're doing Riddle.
Right?
That's like the theme. I love it. I love it.
But like, and when they were face to face, Brock or Goldberg sitting there going, "I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro." And Riddle's just, "Whatever, bro. Whatever," because he's not intimidated by these guys, because he knows if any of if any of them do anything, yeah. So.
Say bro like Matt Riddle again.
Huh?
Say bro like Matt Riddle again.
Bro.
Yeah! That's so good. So you got Macy to pop. Oh. Oh no. Girl. Shit. I'm sorry her booty was.
Yeah, definitely because Riddle wasn't MMA before wrestling. Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, you might have missed it earlier, but yeah, he was not only in MMA, he was a very, very good UFC fighter who only left the company because the company cut him because he was failing the weed tests over and over again. They didn't want to deal with him. But he was on a 4-fight win streak when he got cut by the UFC. He's the only fighter ever to get cut by the UFC on a 4-fight win streak, by the way. Well, anyway, I would do the Papa Bless neck deal too, but I'm sure you guys can see because of all the hours being cooped in my office the last week, I have not even shaved. I got the nerdiest neck beard going on right now.
You need a Manscaped or Dollar Shave Club sponsorship.
Dude, I'm just so hairy that like it grows so fast. Like I can literally
You're a lost cause.
What's that?
You're a lost
cause.
No, not him. He's too hairy.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's bad. And I should be great for their business if they like.
Dude.
If I did something with them, because like I can shave all the way down with the razor, like all the way, clean cut shave, and it'll look like this in like a week or so. Like it just immediately grows back. So, it's cool for when I want to grow facial hair and stuff. That's cool, but you gotta imagine, this is my whole fucking body. If I don't shave for like 2 weeks, I get the actual connection, like from my neck to like my chest.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, straight ape.
Oh my god, like full caveman.
Yeah, straight up.
Like the Geico commercial. Have you done 23andMe?
No.
You should see how much.
To be honest.
Why?
That's the,
your DNA?
like the ancestry one. Is that just like the ethnicity one?
No, the 23andMe is the health one and all that. That's what I did.
Oh, I was thinking of the wrong thing.
No, it's actually it tells you how much Neanderthal you have in you. I have
like
really? Yeah, I have like more Neanderthal than like 83% of anyone I have like any relationship to.
Really? That might be interesting because I feel like I'm definitely high percentage Neanderthal.
I don't know, man. You have your maternal haplogroups and your paternal it's really cool. I can tell you about it later, but
okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I'm like 100% Northern European. I have nothing else. I'm like so white. I'm so white.
The best was this dude. I've talked about him on the podcast before. He's my old boss. That I think I've talked about him on this podcast before. Maybe not, but he was my old boss at an old job, and he's like this. He was like this tan guy, with this really heavy Southern accent. He wore overalls at work all the time and stuff, and he talked like this. My name is Paul Brady. Nice to meet you, man. You know, it's like Barry, like, all right, fucking deep South. And he would tell everybody, every time they met him, about how he had Cherokee Indian roots.
Oh, no.
Always talked about it. So, like, there would be certain things that would happen, and he'd be like, oh, that's just the Cherokee in me talking, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then he like recently got one of those things done, and it turns out that he's like 0% Native American in any form. And as a matter of fact, he's like, I can't even remember what it was, but it was something that was just so like the opposite. He's like, I'm making this up, and it was the equivalent of like, no, dude, you're actually 100% Mexican. You know what I mean? It's like you're not.
Oh wow, yeah.
You're not. Like, it was the complete opposite of what you thought.
That's so funny.
It was so funny. But it was like his excuse all the time for shit. Oh, that's just the Cherokee inside of me.
He pulled an Elizabeth Warren.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of.
Dude, okay, my family on my dad's side said that we had Native American in us, and that's not true. That's not true. It's a lie. I have nothing. I'm literally 100% European, like Northern European. There's like 0.01 broadly Southern European, which is like not even. That could be an error. But we found my mom. My mom was adopted. we found both my mom's biological parents, and we've met both of them.
Well, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, shout out 23andMe.
Okay, okay.
People want to
I
see
don't
the picture.
What's that?
People want to see the picture.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, let me get that open.
It's okay.
Let me get this open so that no one sees all my DMs here. All right. Oh, here we go. So,
Yeah, so there's me and all my Neanderthal glory.
Oh, that's so great. 2002 Kids' Choice Awards. This looks like a later version of you standing here.
Right? That's beautiful. Like, it does, look.
Yeah.
Or wait.
I wonder which Walmart she got her wig from. This,
Yeah, her Party City. Right?
What was this other one you got here?
This is, her mom gave us we did one of those tours. That's me in the pink Aristocats shirt. And that's my friend Casey sitting next to me in the white shirt.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, and we got to go. It was cool. It was after the tour. She just like took us aside. And we got to go like up to like the actual studios and not just like the tour studios. So it was like, I felt so cool as like a little kid.
Was Mark Summers?
Yeah. No. No, but I saw Double Dare be taped and I saw Guts be taped. I think we talked about that.
Great shows. Yeah.
Great shows. Really cool. She had all the cool stuff. She had all like the uniforms and stuff, like at her at her house. And she had like the Guts trophy and the medals and all that.
She had a glowing piece of the Radical Rock?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Her mom worked there.
Does she still have it? Do you still know this?
Oh, yes. I'm still friends. She lives, I think she's in New York City now or something. She's successful just like her mom, and so is her sister. And her sister actually went to school in Australia. So
that's all cool, but so she currently owns a piece of she has the
she had it. I don't know if she still does.
I'm gonna need you to reach out. I will purchase that from her. Tell her to name the price. I will buy that.
Okay.
That will be the background of my forever.
I'll see. I'll just ask her mom. Casey, what up?
I'm dead serious about this. There are a few things that I've always wanted my entire life and figured I could never have. And one of those things is the fucking trophy from Guts. So
it's a pretty dope trophy.
Yeah, especially if it actually glows.
I don't know if it had lights in it. I'm sure that if the battery acid has corroded the whatever, it was so long ago. And she had that cool Nickelodeon alarm clock.
I had that too. I know exactly what you're talking about with that. It had all the buttons and shit up and looked all extreme.
Yes, and the girl that's in that picture that you said looks like me now, her name was Jessica, I think. She was one of the hosts of Slime Time Live. Whatever her name, and like I told you, my parents used to go to kickboxing with her. She wanted to be an interior designer, and she designed my friend's room. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, someone asked Steve and Jessi, what are your thoughts on Ciampa versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett NXT Takeover? I think that's gonna be cool. I expect Karrion Kross to win.
Yeah. We can do let's do some predictions.
Yeah, let's do some quick ones. Since people are gonna be like, what the hell are these people talking about?
I mean, if you're tuning into this and you get upset about us talking about 90s,
I'll put a stamp on it.
Yeah. Nickelodeon ruled.
Wow, I know. I always love how, I love how takeovers always have a pretty small card. I think it makes it so much better.
Yeah. You can't see them because you know how I have Funko Pops all.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I got some new ones recently. So I've got the Arnold and Gerald from Hey Arnold dressed as a banana and a strawberry.
Yeah.
Told you about that one.
Did you get this for your birthday?
Yeah, and then I recently, because I already had Rocco and Spunky from Rocco's Modern Life, I just got Heifer in the mail. So now I got Heifer and
oh my god, I love Heifer. He's my favorite.
And then I also, I got Zach, Screech, and Slater from Saved by the Bell next to them. I'm basically assembling I just his pops on the way, and
Pop culture.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll just start with this match since we're talking about it. You have you said you have Karrion Kross winning this one.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. Very very big thing for Cross here too, because obviously Ciampa has been positioned as like one of the top people in NXT over the last handful of years, and Karrion Kross, for him to come in and defeat Ciampa, especially if he does it clean, just comes in there just straight up just beats him. That makes him an immediate threat to the NXT Championship. Very, very interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Karrion Kross as well, and I think that they've put a lot of effort into his presentation. He has the look, the size, the in ring, once again, another guy checks all the boxes for what you would want. I've got Kross as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Up next, let's see, what else do we have on? It goes in kind of a weird order here. I'll probably jump around, but
Okay.
I'll say for the Charlotte, Rhea, and Io Shirai match for the NXT Women's Championship, I think I don't see Charlotte holding the belt much longer because she's still like doing the other shows too on the main roster, so I don't really see the point of keeping this belt. And I think the triple threat is a great way of her losing the title without her actually having to take the pinfall or submission. And then it's like they could put the belt back on Rhea, but I think Io could use it the most, and I think
Me too. Thank you.
and I think Io Shirai is the best overall female on the entire roster right now, NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. I think she's the best WWE signed woman on the roster right now. So
good.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Io Shirai to become the new women's champion. Who do you have?
Absolutely, Io Shirai. That's who I want. That's who I think should win it. Like you said, I think she's the best woman on the roster. I think she deserves it. I think she's a badass. And I'd like to see her submit Charlotte, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen either. I think it's gonna be some sort of thing where it's like Charlotte has Rhea in the figure eight, and then like Io like you know what I mean? Like maybe Charlotte does like the damage or hits Rhea with like the natural selection or something. And I'm not Io comes in and just gets like the cheap win, but it's something where like Charlotte makes it clear that she's still like the dominant one, but then gets knocked out of the ring, and while she's out of the action, Io hits her finisher or something and gets the win, something like that.
Or like, okay, Charlotte has Rhea in the figure eight, right? And Io Shirai just gets on the top rope and just belly flops on both of them, and like just pins them both.
Yeah, something like that'd be fine too.
Belly flop.
Yeah, I'm totally fine. I can even see a thing where it's literally they've done it before, where like Charlotte's got Rhea in the figure eight, and then Io, is basically pinning.
Yes.
So like Charlotte's got the hold on, but he is the one actually with the pin. So like,
yes.
I don't know. There's ways that they can do it that make everybody look good here, and I just think that Io Shirai is the most interesting option with that belt right now. So that's what I'm going with. Up next, we got Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, which I think should be a really good matchup. It's something.
Yes, I like Damian Priest.
Yeah, I like them both as well. Who do you think is going to win and why?
I think Finn Balor needs to come back up to the main roster. Honestly, I don't think he's like needed in NXT. I don't think he honestly. I know I don't want to. I just don't think he fits. Like he's like the past generation of NXT. You know what I mean? He just doesn't. Unless they put him in with NXT UK, I just don't.
Which they were doing before the pandemic.
Yes, before the pandemic, they had the whole thing with Imperium or whatever, right? Or no, with Pete Dunne, right? Who was it?
Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate, that's it. Yes. So I just I feel like it's time for the next generation. I use that term loosely, of NXT stars to kind of get over. Like Tommaso Ciampa. Love you, bro, but you've been here long enough. Karrion Kross is shiny and new. You need to win. Charlotte, thank you. Rhea, you're still pretty new, so it's okay. But Io, you're the future. Same with this. Finn Balor, thanks, but no thanks. You were Universal Champion. You don't need to get over. You are over enough. Damian Priest needs to get over because he's really talented. I really like him. And I think he's cute, and I think that he is very talented. And so, yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Hey, you mentioned Tommaso Ciampa just a second ago, and like Karrion Kross is shiny and new, and Tommaso's been there a long time. I think Tommaso Ciampa needs to figure out an exit plan, like as soon as possible, because because NXT, like we're getting into a spot now where like if he's becoming kind of like old news on NXT, because he's a guy that I have no faith the WWE will know what to do with Raw or SmackDown. I think he will immediately become like a lower mid card, like Ricochet type, like immediately. So
Oh dear. Yeah,
he needs to figure shit out fast. Because like if his NXT run is over and stale, well, I'm not saying it is, but if it's going that direction and like they don't have many more plans for him on the show, it's very similar to Gargano, who we're going to talk about next. Both of those guys are in the same spot, as far as I'm concerned. Johnny Gargano on the main roster, not gonna be good for Johnny Gargano. Like,
no,
they need to figure out what is going. Like, they need to know.
They can't just fight each other forever. Like,
right, it's been played out. At this point, it's been played out. They can. I've had enough of Ciampa versus Gargano at this point.
And I love them both dearly. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah, me too. But now we're at the point where they're like, "Let's up the bar again. Let's have Shawn Michaels produce our match where Ciampa is on the ground and you get a close up on Gargano's hand and they're holding each other's hands during the match and looking into each other's eyes because they love each other, but they hate each other, but they love each other, but they hate each other." It's like, okay, I was there live in New Orleans when they had one of the best matches of the fucking decade.
Yeah.
Like that was, for me, that was enough. It was like that, boom, what a good fucking match, what a good fucking ending to a great fucking storyline. And then they kept going with it, and it was still really, really good. But now it's like,
Meh.
once again, I love you, but I hate you. Okay, whatever.
It's like that
Pro wrestling, not a fucking...
a 3 Days Grace song. I hate everything about you. Why do I love you?
Remember, you ever seen the movie Slackers? It's like my, it's my, oh.
Ah! It was me.
Where is this? Like my header on my, like this is from that movie.
Yeah, it's like your favorite movie of all time.
You've seen that?
You said it's your favorite movie of all time.
Oh, yeah, it's one of them. Yeah. There's a...
Yeah. I've probably watched it while it's shown.
But anyway, there's a song at the end of that movie that sums it up perfectly. So, like, not worth really... No one knows what I'm talking about. It's not what we're talking about. But anyway, yeah. So when it comes to this match, I actually disagree as far as who's going to win this one. I'm going to take Finn Balor to defeat Damian Priest. And I think that Damian needs the win a lot more than Finn does, but I think considering Finn came back and who did he beat? What, Gargano at the last Takeover, was it, or was supposed to be?
No, that was did he fight anyone?
It was supposed to be him and Gargano, and then
Was it Keith Lee?
no, I can't remember. Balor won his Takeover match though. I can't remember who it was against, but it was against an upper level person in NXT. Please let me know in the chat. As a matter of fact, I might be able to just
Pete Dunne?
the chronological. So like in your house. Oh, here we go. Portland. Yeah,
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. And it was like a half hour long. Yeah. So that to me is like pretty much showing like, you know, what I think they're doing, and this somewhat ruins my prediction for later on the show, but it doesn't really matter. I think that Finn Balor is going to be the one to beat Adam Cole for the title. So that obviously ruins my predictions for later. It spoils it, but like I think that they're building towards Balor and Cole like as like this big blow off. With the idea being that Adam Cole will go to the main roster after, but I think in reality Adam Cole will go to AEW after. And I think that'll be
I thought he just signed a contract with WWE.
Adam Cole just re-signed.
Yeah, there's speak of that. Yes.
Ooh, I didn't know about that. I did not know about
Yeah, because all the people are like,
fucking bummer.
AEW stands, fuck you.
That's a bummer, though. Oh, I would
I
love
know.
to go to AEW. Makes too much sense. But
Oh well. Guess it was a lot of
anyway,
money.
I think that they're building towards Balor versus Cole. Whether Balor takes the title from him or not, I think that will be an NXT title match at some point. Um, unless I don't think it's already happened. I don't think. I can't remember now. It's hard to remember with all this wrestling.
Finn versus Cole? I don't think so. It happened something. Maybe it happened on like. Was it one of those? Was it the SmackDown um, after Saudi Arabia?
Well, no, that was Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan, and
That's right.
and
Okay.
Adam Cole won clean, which was a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
nod of like,
Yeah.
ooh, maybe they'll do something with this guy.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I don't know. But once again, like Damian Priest could absolutely use this, and I'm a big fan of his. But I think that I think they're just gonna continue to push Finn in NXT, especially while they have him.
He drives that female demo for some reason.
I mean,
Damn it. Sorry.
and a big part of the problem too is the pandemic, also, right? And that's a problem for everybody. But it's like Finn hasn't been featured on TV as much as he probably would have leading up to this and stuff. So it's weird times. But yeah, I see Finn getting the win here. But I do think it'll be a good match. It's one that is not being talked about a whole lot.
No, I think it'll be good.
Up next, we have a 6-women tag match: Mia Yim, Shotzi Blackheart, and Tegan Nox versus Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez. You went first on the last one. I'll say. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter one way or another, right? And that's not to slight anyone involved in the match. Just like this isn't regardless of which team wins, it doesn't really have any real like implications. Like the winning team getting like a title shot or anything like that. So it's just like it doesn't really matter. I feel like
No, I mean it's gonna be good. It'll be fun, but
yeah. I'm
Hurricane statement.
I'm probably more of a fan of the heel team in the ring. Like I'm probably a bigger fan of Candice, Dakota, and Raquel, but I'm gonna go with like the feel good win here, where Mia Yim, RT, and Nox get the win. I think that'll be like the happy, yay, the babyface. You know, they won because they got beat up last week and stuff by the heels and whatnot. So like, go with that. But I don't think it really matters one way or another. Who are you picking to win this one?
Yeah, I was gonna go. I like Mia Yim a lot. I really, really like Mia Yim. I like Tegan Nox too and Shotzi. So I'm just gonna go with them. I really like them. I think this will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it could be a really good match.
Yeah, they're all like the women in NXT are so talented. They are so talented. So yeah, damn, this hurricane is like coming for us. Like, well, not it, but like the bands of rain. Sorry.
Gotcha. I'm seeing in the chat right now people saying stuff about how Cole's contract expires and he is not re-signed.
Well, then why would people tell me to F off?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the actual status is, but
They signed a 5-year deal or something, and they were like, haha. Well,
interesting.
Ooh, I'm gonna haha right back to them. So hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Adam Cole at the moment, but I mean, his girlfriend's in AEW, his friends run AEW.
Right?
He can have the best matches of his career in AEW. He's got all these opponents he can wrestle in. I mean, it's like, I don't know why. I mean, unless he has just been promised the fucking world by the WWE, when they're sitting there saying, hey, when you leave NXT, like you're going to be the Universal or WWE champion, and we're going to build the show around you. Unless there is a commitment to that level, I do not sign or re-sign with WWE if I'm Adam Cole. Like,
No.
I even heard Road Dogg say it he was just on Corey Graves' podcast or whatever, and Road Dogg was saying if Adam Cole was, whatever, I don't remember the exact quote, He either said carrying Cross's size, or he said if he was 5 inches taller, or whatever he said. He said Adam Cole would already be the Universal Champion. He'd be the next John Cena. If he was taller, he would already be the. And we all know that I think he's the most talented overall performer that WWE has in any of their brands right now. Adam Cole is the most complete performer that they have, but it scares me hearing stuff like that because they're straight up acknowledging his size is limiting him, and it's going to limit him when he gets to the main roster. Road Dogg essentially just admitted it. If he was carrying Cross's size, he'd already be world champion. Okay, well, he's never going to be Cross's size. So does that mean if he goes to our SmackDown, he's never going to be champion? so why do it?
Right.
He does. Be the world champion over there. Have fire matches over there.
Whatever.
With your best friends.
Make fun of me for that. I want him to do well and prosper. Don't bitch about him not getting anywhere on the main roster after laughing that he didn't sign to AEW.
Well, it's the same kind of thing with like people who
same as Zayn.
I've heard over like Dolph Ziggler. Like Dolph Ziggler is the one who keeps re-signing with the company. Like he's the one like publicly talk about how he's never being used and blah blah blah, and then he just re-signed with the WWE anyways. So I can't feel bad for the guy.
Money talks.
Oh, and I have no problem with that. Like if
no, me either. Hell,
if your main thing is you just want to make as much money as you can, support your family, all that stuff, like that's respectable. I understand if it's a comfortable job where you're just like, I'm okay with how I'm used and blah blah blah. But it's these guys who go out there and complain about like even someone like Mike Bennett, right? Like he was constantly complaining about like his position in the company, and then he re-signed with the company. It's like I can't feel bad for you if you keep re-signing. Like, what do you expect to happen? Like, they doesn't think differently of you all of a sudden because you re-sign another contract. Like they already have their idea of what you are. It's the same reason that Cody left. Cody said that he would have conversations with Triple H and Vince and these people before he quit the WWE, and he would be told straight up, "We do not see you as a main eventer, but we see you as a lifer. Like you can be here forever, and we can always rely on you to have good matches, but we do not see you as a main eventer." And Cody's like, "Okay, cool. Well, I see myself as a main eventer. I'm going to go out there and prove that I'm a main eventer." Whereas other people say all this stuff, and then they just re-sign with the company, and then get butthurt when they don't get used. And it's like, what do you think changed? All that changed is they just handcuffed you back to your contract. Like they don't think any better of you because you re-signed. They don't think you're a superstar now because you re-signed. All you did was re-sign. Now they have you for longer, and now you're just frustrated for longer.
Yes, Ahmed, thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping my friend. I really, really appreciate it. A piece of advice: try doing the podcast every Monday or Wednesday or Friday right after the show by 30 minutes or 1 hour. More fans would tune in. Would love to, but there's a lot of people that do that. Yeah. Like a whole lot of our friends who we also.
I'm about to say, like good friends. Yeah.
Like really good friends of ours, like super duper good friends. And so we don't really want to clog up other feeds with that. I'm sure we would probably get a lot more views, but also, and good night, sleep well. Ahmed, thank you so much. I hope you rest well and that you wake up and have a fantastic day because we'll probably be sleeping. But yeah, and also, I have to usually get to bed because I have a child and I have to wake up at 6 or 4 whenever she says get up. So, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Ahmed. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate all the support.
Oof, my tummy's like, yeah.
We got just a couple more matches to get to, and then we'll get on out of here.
I have dinner. So.
2 minute mark, or the 2 minute mark, 2 hour mark, pretty soon.
Woo.
We were first up on this one. We got Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. Who do you think wins this one?
Who do I want to win? Keith Lee. Who do I think's gonna win? Keith Lee. Like, I just don't know, like, I love you, Johnny, my Cleveland friend. Yes, go Browns, go Indians, go Cavs, please, yes. Cleveland, yes. 216, yes. But, bro, you're stale. You're stale. You need direction, and that's not your fault, and I'm sorry. But Keith Lee's going to win.
Really quickly, Ahmed, if you're still here, I have something that I would like to send you. If you live in the United States.
I don't think so. He uses British pounds.
He does use British pounds. Darn it. I have this thing. I probably should have said at the beginning, and this definitely goes along with like the Black Lives Matter thing. It's just a complete coincidence that I happen to have this, and the guy happens to be named Ahmed. But like, I have this extra Just Toys Bendham Ahmed Johnson.
Oh, cool.
That I'll give away to one of the people watching if you want it. I collect the Bendhams, and I have just some extras of some people, and I'm just thinking about it because the dude's name's Ahmed from the Middle East. Well,
That's so sweet.
sorry about that. I can't get that out your way. I will give you more shout outs.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, if anybody.
Bro, he's from the Middle East, bro. God.
Bro.
Well, thank you, Ahmed.
Yeah, thank you,
so
Ahmed.
much. It's the thought that counts, Stephen.
Oh, you use the VPN. That's why it shows up that way. Gotcha. That totally.
Oh.
We appreciate that, Ahmed.
Shout out to
And
the
if anybody,
VPN. I use one too.
if anybody wants this Ahmed Johnson, just let me know. Let me know in like the comments or on Twitter or something. I like doing little giveaways every now and then, and it kind of just fits perfect with what's going on. Because to be honest, Ahmed Johnson was one of my first ever like favorite black wrestlers when I was growing
Oh,
up. My favorite were the Harlem Heat, Booker
yeah.
Stevie Ray. That was like my. But funnily enough, years later, Ahmed Johnson, who at the time I didn't realize had like no pro wrestling talent. I was just very, very impressed with the way he looked at his intensity, and I really, I thought he should be the world champion. I really did. I was like, this guy could beat up anybody. He wound up replacing Booker T in the new Harlem Heat in WCW when he came over, and he was known as Big T. So there's kind of a big full circle thing there, where my favorite tag team, probably my favorite tag team of all time, Harlem Heat. Ahmed Johnson wound up becoming a part of Harlem Heat years later. He was a terrible member. He was totally out of shape, and he sucked at wrestling. But I still loved the guy, so I'll throw that out there. As far as this match, I've got Keith Lee winning.
Yay! All right, Keith's close.
Yeah, I think Keith Lee's just way more valuable to the promotion.
So good.
I think he's the man.
So good.
It's actually a bit surprising seeing him stay in NXT and Donovan Dijak going up to the main roster, but I think that's for the same reason, where I think Keith Lee is just way too important to the NXT brand at the moment.
Exactly. Yep. Totally.
I think it'll be a good match, though. I think it'll be a good match. And then this one, I've already given my prediction for this. I think that Adam Cole's retaining, but I would not be surprised at all to see Velveteen Dream win the belt. I just think it makes more sense for Adam Cole to hold on to it. Please, no spoilers in the chat if you happen to know what happened in this match, because it was pre-taped. I'm sure the spoilers are out there.
Are you serious?
So,
Oh, that's
yes.
what it was. Okay, everybody watch out. Mute this. Not mute this. Mute the hashtag on Twitter. Mute Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream until Takeover.
Yeah.
That's the best way to avoid spoilers.
Yeah. I don't know if the spoilers are out, but I'm assuming, they could be. I just know it's been pre-taped.
I don't know.
So it's a last chance backlog, meaning that Velveteen Dream, if he loses, he cannot challenge for the NXT title as long as Cole has the title. And that's where I feel a little more confident in my pick of Adam Cole, because
give that figure to Corey in the chat.
Yeah, Corey, where are you from? If you live and this isn't to discriminate, it's strictly because there's certain places I literally can't ship to, especially right now with the stuff going on. It's just can't. Or it costs so much money that it's like, for me to spend $30 to send you a $3 figure doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, as long as you live in the U.S.
Right. So if you live
yeah.
within the what is it, what do we
Continental
48?
The Continental 48.
It's 48, right? 50 total.
Yeah, there's 50 Alaska and Hawaii.
Okay. Just double checking there. I mean, I'm American and all, but sometimes I forget how it works.
We're a
California.
complex country.
I'll send it out to you in California, Corey.
Yes.
Hit me up on Twitter just so I make sure that I have your username. I'll get your address from you in the Twitter DMs.
Yay. Oh, who do I think is gonna win this?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, let me ask my husband. Michael. Michael. Who do you think's gonna win the match? Adam Cole or Velveteen Dream? Hey. Oh, he said Adam Cole is going to win because Velveteen Dream's getting called up. That's why if Velveteen Dream. Okay, he said that's why if Velveteen Dream loses, he can't compete. Okay. So yeah, I agree.
I like that logic. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's similar to my line.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It's similar to my line of thinking where like it'd also be different if it was like if Adam Cole loses, he can never challenge for the NXT title because then it's also gives him that out where if he does stay in NXT, then if Adam Cole loses the belt to Finn Balor, for instance, or loses the belt to Karrion Kross, because that's another thing. Karrion Kross, that's where you have to figure all of this is like if Karrion Kross is going to be a heel, which he is, right? Like he's basically a heel. It's funny because he's a heel, but he's so badass that like I'm definitely like he's more of a babyface to me because I like what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Ciampa kind of rides that line too, where he's a babyface at the moment, but like historically he's been like the most evil heel in like the history of the company. So like I don't know, but
who? Karrion Kross?
Ciampa.
Oh yes. Oh man,
So,
he's come out with no music.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
that was the best aesthetic. Oh my god.
But I have to imagine they're gonna build Karrion to a title shot like sooner than later, and I'm assuming he's gonna be a heel. So I'm trying to figure like who's gonna be the champion that he can challenge. Does it make the most sense for him to go against Velveteen Dream?
Yeah.
Which it'd make more sense for him to do that because I don't think he's gonna wrestle Adam Cole for it. But that's where kind of my Finn Balor line of thinking comes in. Balor could be a really good transition to Karrion Kross.
I'm calculating, which takes a while in my head, so bear with me. So, you were saying about Finn Balor, but I'm telling you, the psychological dynamic between Velveteen Dream and Karrion Kross would be awesome. Think about it. Like this weird sailor siren lady and her big buff dude, and Velveteen Dream, who is such a manipulator and is so great at it. And like his psychological games are like out of this world, like almost like literally. What was the whole Prince thing? Did you see that? The whole Prince thing?
I don't know. What do you? I know.
Yeah, there was on.
I know he definitely takes a lot of influence from Prince with like.
Yeah, there was like a Prince like impersonator on it. I turned over and I was like, what? Because my husband watches NXT on the other TV, and but I feel like that dynamic would be really good. However, if the rumors are true and Velveteen Dream's getting called up, you could have Finn Balor beat Adam Cole. Maybe like the first show back when there's a crowd. That'd be like a big match. And then you could have Karrion Kross versus like a Finn Balor. And you could have Adam Cole like do his thing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because I mean, Velveteen Dream's fucked if he's called up. All these guys are fucked. Like,
dude, I know. I don't want to get called up.
The only people, like, if I'm looking at just this show, and I'm like, okay, of everyone on this show right now, who has a chance on the main roster? Obviously, Charlotte.
Keith Lee.
Yeah, Keith Lee and Damian Priest.
Yeah.
Rai, Karrion Kross.
I mean, all the girls, all the women, pretty much.
Yeah, because size doesn't necessarily really matter for them because they're all like. It's a different thing than how they treat it with the guys in those cases. I mean, like I said, Karrion Kross will be all right because he's got the size and everything. Like they'll be fine. And of course, certain people can rise up through this. I mean, there are performers like Daniel Bryan and others that they're shorter, or AJ Styles. It's possible, but just think of imagine a world where there are 27 writers with the 70-something-year-old Vince McMahon are the ones deciding what to do with Velveteen Dream.
Oh God, don't tell me that.
I'm just saying, like, what are you... I mean,
It's gonna happen.
just imagine Vince McMahon with this guy. Like, he's gonna turn him into the biggest fucking joke. Like, it. So I hope he doesn't get called up. Because there are certain people, once again, like, call up Karrion Kross, I'm not worried about it. Call up Damian Priest, I'm not really that worried. Damian Priest, because of the way that he wrestles and his size and his look and everything, that guy could main event on Raw or SmackDown. Vince
Boom. Yeah.
could take that dude and do whatever they want with him.
Yes.
Cole, his size very much worries me on the main roster. It shouldn't. Like I said it before. I think he's the most talented, most valuable person on the entire WWE roster on any brand is Adam Cole. But him being my height is going to be a problem for him, or at least a humongous challenge for him on Raw or SmackDown with the way things are and who has the final say on this.
Yeah.
Keith Lee's fine. Keith Lee could be a main eventing on Raw or SmackDown right now, easy. He's another guy similar to Damian Priest. He checks every fucking box you could ask for.
Yes.
But then, like I said, you look at Gargano. I think he's fucked. You look at Finn Balor's been up and down. You look at
He's champ.
I think he's fucked. I think Velveteen Dream's fucked. I do not want to see these people get called up to the main roster.
I'm spooked.
Higer, I see this most recent one here. Dream is flamboyant, but he's not treated like a joke. Sure as man under Vince's hands, he'd be a joke for sure. I know. Yeah. Saying, think about this. Just think about it. Think about Orlando Jordan. Just think about it. That's the vision of, like that's what I think we would be getting with Velvet the main roster. Would be a very Orlando Jordan style. Now, the world's changed a lot since a lot of the Orlando Jordan stuff, right? To see a bisexual wrestler doing the things he's doing, it'd be a bit different now. People would accept
What about Darren Young?
Yeah, Darren, but he wasn't really allowed to really be him. He was still, he was never really like a gay character on TV. He just, people knew it because he said it publicly. But, it would be seen much differently now. People would be much more accepting of something like that. But I think Vince is going to see Velveteen. He's going to get to know him well enough. He's going to start booking him, and he's going to be like, okay, yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, this guy's good. He's really good in the ring. How old is this guy? He's like 20? Oh my god.
Oh my god, what if they make him the new Gold Dust or something?
That's exactly what I'm going for.
Oh.
You see all the potential in the world in this guy. He has athleticism, he has size, he has charisma, everything about him, and all Vince is gonna see is, oh yeah, let's cover this guy in glitter and lotion, and yeah, let's just throw him out there and have him grind up against Otis. Yeah, oh, that's such good shit. That's the kind of shit I'm expecting.
I hope he doesn't do that because you cannot get away with that shit. You cannot stereotype people like that anymore.
Well, you definitely can if you're WWE. Look what they do.
Look what they do with Jeff Hardy.
Look what they do with every black wrestler ever. It's well, they don't have to do with these guys. Put them in a tag team. Yeah, they all must be friends with each other, right? They all must be related, right? It's the same with the luchadors.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with Vitalik or Lince Dorado or Kalisto.
Or the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. Or Andrade and Garza. I mean,
and crew.
It's all
Boxo gimmicks. Yo.
Yeah. Steven, no. I don't know what that's in response to, but obviously I'm hoping that these people, if they get called up, that they're successful, because I'm a fan of these people. I think that Velveteen Dream could be a major worldwide superstar. I
would love that so much.
Yeah, and he has fire matches when it counts. His takeover matches are fire. But how often? Let's be honest. How often on Raw or SmackDown are they going to let the guy go out there for any longer than like 5 to 10 minutes with like fucking commercial breaks? Go out there and put people in headlocks, and then it'll be Vince's fucking vision come to life. You know? Because here's the other thing. This is a while back already, when Heavy Machinery and EC3 and whoever else, they all got called up like all at like one time on WWE with like no heads up. It was just like, hey, we're gonna throw all these random NXT people right onto the main roster and see how they do. And I remember everybody being like, oh yeah, EC3 is gonna be a star. Ricochet is gonna.
Oh man, I was there when he debuted that day.
I literally said the biggest star. I hope my tweets are out there. I said the biggest star will be Otis. I said of all those people, the biggest star will be Otis. Because I know Vince. Vince is going to see this fucking character of a guy. This fat dude that can also do power moves and can also do the worm and also the huzzah. And the guy's a fucking character. I said this guy is going to be the biggest star out of all of them. It doesn't matter if you're as athletic as Ricochet or as charismatic as EC3. This is going to be the guy that gets the most push out of all these people.
You're so right.
Lo and behold, where this is, and I'm not saying Otis doesn't deserve it, but I'm just saying like that's how Vince thinks. Like he's gonna see Velveteen Dream and he's gonna pigeonhole the fucking guy. He's gonna see him and be like, oh, that's our next androgynous weirdo kind of dude that like, you know, makes people uncomfortable instead of being like fucking like Prince or like fucking, you know, like how he's like this anomaly that's unique and good in the ring and good on the mic and
look how crazy it is, like that, like what?
Right, but he's like Velveteen Dream could be fucking amazing. I just have no faith that Vince will know what to fucking do.
I don't either.
Well, people were saying EC3 was doomed from the start and stuff.
When he debuted on
main EC3 because of how he looks, yeah.
When he debuted that Orlando Raw on main event, I was like, fuck, that's it.
Oh, right, on main event. Yeah.
Yeah, he debuted on main event. I'm like, bruh, no. So I was like, well, there goes that. So.
Yep. And that's crazy because EC3 is the kind of guy you would look at and be like, oh, this is going to be all over this dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
No, there's something. I think something's up there. I don't think that EC3 like. I don't think he did anything. I think somehow his personality must have rubbed people backstage the wrong way who make the big decisions because this just didn't make any sense.
No, it didn't.
That much talent to just be not used to that level. It just didn't.
I want to know that story.
Right, well, especially because they made him a mute for so long, and like, his best quality is talking.
I mean, he talks in his fucking entrance song.
Yeah.
The first one, I am the top 1%, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's quiet, but oh wait, the first thing you fucking hear when he walks out is him talking.
Yeah. Well, I'll be like the first to admit, like I don't think EC3 is that great in the ring. I think he's good enough in the ring that he's so good everywhere else that his in-ring work doesn't really matter as much. I feel like there's certain people where they're so good at certain things that it can cover up those certain weaknesses that they might have. So like EC3 in the ring, like he's good, but he's not, you know, when he was on NXT, it's like him and Ricochet and Velveteen and Aleister Black and Andrade and all these people that are like way better in my opinion in the ring than EC3. EC3 is still a bit clunky when he does certain things. It's a little off to me.
Muscles get in the way.
Huh?
Muscles get in the way.
Yeah, yeah, right.
For real.
No, I know. Like, but it's crazy to be that swole that your muscles get in the way. But
right. Well, it goes. Here's the order. It goes EC1, EC2, and then EC3. You remember that with Dean Ambrose?
Oh yeah, right. That was another thing. I honestly think, and we've talked about it before. I think that when EC3 got called up to the main roster, Vince was like, "Yes, like this is my next dude. This is amazing. Like, look at this guy. This is great. We're gonna put him out there and we're gonna have him beat Ambrose because Ambrose is leaving. We're gonna make this guy look like $1,000,000. He's gonna be our next dude. All the girls are gonna be like swooning over this guy. We're big push. This is our next dude. And then he was like, all right, cool. He goes out there and beats Ambrose. And then he's like, yeah, this is great. By the way, what's EC3 stand for? And they were like,
Yeah.
Ethan Carter the third. And he's like, who's Ethan Carter? Who's what? And they're like, yeah, like Dixie Carter, who, TNA wrestling.
Bro, that's probably it.
And then he was like, oh, yeah, he's done. This
That has to be it.
This is TNA? This is
That has to be it.
Yeah.
That, I guarantee that's what happened.
That's all I can think of, because it's like, what else could have happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
So, anyway.
Yeah, that's Takeover.
Yeah, I mean, I think Takeover's gonna be a very good show. Very good. I'm
Yeah.
forward to it.
Yeah. Me too.
But yeah, not looking forward to some of these people's futures, because I do not know what the hell's gonna happen to some of these people. I do have a lot of faith in NXT though. They have done a very good job with their takeovers, because it isn't up to them either. Like as far as like who gets called up, I think in Triple H's perfect world, he wouldn't lose any of these people, and he would just build NXT to be the best show he could possibly do. But he's kind of at the mercy of what they need on Raw and SmackDown. So at any moment, they can just be like, hey, Daniel Bryan's hurt. We have to have an incredible match on this pay-per-view against Drew Gulak or whatever. We need Gargano now. It's totally possible. So,
Yep.
That's where we're at. But anyways, if anyone has any last-minute super chats, all of the proceeds, anything we make on this show, is going towards Jessi's friend. She's going to talk about that again. Go ahead and talk about that right now. So if anybody wants last-minute super chats, this is where the money is going. And then I'll read about our sponsors and stuff and give you all time to maybe those last-minute donations and super chats. And then we'll get out of here. So Jessi, let everybody know one more time where all the money that we make today is going towards.
Okay, so I had a friend, Malik Brown. He had a daughter with another one of my friends, Adriana. They had separated. They have a beautiful daughter. Her name is Amani. He was in an apartment with a few other people as roommates, and they got in an argument. This is what has allegedly happened. They got into an argument. Not sure which roommate, but one of them shot him twice, I believe. And we are not sure if he was still living when they did this, but they drove his body from Kissimmee to Ocala and set it on fire. I can say that the perpetrators have been arrested. However, during this trying time, they do need money for funeral and cremation or whatever they choose to do, expenses, and his daughter that he leaves behind obviously needs a trust fund. So all the money that we've gotten, which is $62, which is awesome.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you so much. We'll be going to his daughter and setting up the trust fund for her. If you could not donate, I completely understand. I appreciate you being here. I kindly ask that you retweet the GoFundMe account link. Just in case someone who follows you on Twitter happens to stumble upon the GoFundMe and they have the funds. So if you're in the chat right now, I ask that you do that. You don't have to, obviously. So I would really appreciate that. It's just really tragic what happened to him, and it hurt so badly to have to talk to my friend who was just numb about this. I mean, she was just distraught, and I tried to help calm her down, and it was just horrible. And she was like, I can't even share it. She's like, I can't even share the GoFundMe because it just makes it too real. And I was like, girl, I got you. I'll help you out. And so that's what I'm trying to do, so that she doesn't have to, because she's trying to process her grief. And that takes a really long time, especially with such a tragedy, such an unexpected, horrible, inhumane thing that happened. And so I'm just trying my best to help her out and to help her daughter out and to help out Malik in his memory and his honor, because his legacy lives through Amani, and I want to continue that legacy. So thank you, everyone.
Yes, and there's also a couple bucks, from Greg that wasn't through.
Yes.
So we got a couple more bucks there too. So, So it's all very much appreciated. And this is also something where I feel like it's really nice that we can do this for like this specific family, because obviously a lot of people right now, for good reason, me and you are the same, where I know that both of us have donated a good change towards we don't need to go out here and toot our own horns, but I know we've done our part as far as trying to do what we can to help with the other stuff going on in the world right now. And obviously we don't have the same kind of money as like these like huge YouTubers and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things where I hate to fucking say it like this, but I feel pretty happy with, like, I feel like I've done my part to give as much as I can to like the overall message that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So it is nice that for this stream we could just take a family that's being affected and just help someone specific as well. Like, this isn't to take away from the bigger message. This is just,
not at all.
Hey, we've given over here, and now there's also this person in need, in their family in need, that, you know, today we feel like they need our help. So that's all that is. And we appreciate everybody who's contributed to this today. It's very appreciated. It hits home for Jessi much more than myself, because she obviously had a personal connection with these people. But for me, I'm just happy that we at least have some sort of platform to help out.
Yes, thank you, Stephen, for, donating your portion as well. I told you before, you don't have to do that. So
yeah, she did. She flat out told me it was something I didn't have to do, and there's no reason not to. We do all right with this show. As a matter of fact, for those of you who don't know, I mean, and this, we're not sitting here like rolling in cash or anything, but like the amount of money we've made doing this podcast over the last couple months that we've been doing it, we have made more money in donations than I could have ever expected. Ever sent.
Yes.
So
we're so grateful.
So yeah, incredibly grateful. So it's one of those things where, like, I'm very much grateful for that, and just so y'all know, a chunk of that is what I used to donate to these other causes over this past week. So if you wouldn't have sent me that money, because once again, it's not like I'm sitting here rolling around in dough in my personal life. I do all right. I get to work from home. I'm super fortunate, but I'm not like fucking rich by any fucking stretch of the imagination. So it's hard for me to donate sometimes, because sometimes it's the difference between, like, do I want to eat today, or do I want to make sure people can eat today, kind of thing.
Right.
Because of y'all donating, like, we don't have to worry about that, because, like, I know, like, I'm already okay. Y'all just helped out these other people, and I was able to use your money to do that on behalf of all of us. So it's a good feeling that me and Jessi, once again, it's not a lot, but we're doing what we can, and we thank you so much for it.
Yes, thank you.
And we can continue doing stuff like this. Like, if there's something else happens, or there's one of our fans, or fan, I don't like saying that, it sounds a little pretentious, but people
I know
who views the chat, like, there's other things we might be able to do to help going forward, and we know that we have the support of people like y'all who have helped in this kind of situation. It'll give us the confidence to where maybe there's another big issue that comes along where people need help, and we can jump on here and know, like, we're not doing it for no reason. Because it would feel really, I'll be honest, it would feel really shitty to come on a podcast with live viewers for a cause and nobody gives anything, because it would just feel like, oh man, like, am I no good? Are my viewers no good? What's going on? Like, why does nobody care about this? And we know our viewers care, which is like, how amazing.
It makes you have a little bit of hope, and I think that hope is so important right now.
Yeah, it's huge. So thank you, everybody. And thank you to our sponsors of the show. I'm going to talk about them right now, because they're some of the people that make this all possible for us to do the show for y'all. So, starting off with WrestleRumble.com, there is a brand new contest open, and this contest is the sickest giveaway I have seen Wrestle Rumble do ever, and that's saying a lot, because their contests are always stacked. A $1 entry That's it. You are entered into the Big 3 Belt Bash. And, oh, Gel, thank you so much. Gel just dropped in with the $38 to get
Oh my
us to
god.
$100
Oh my god, I'm gonna
super chats.
cry.
Thank
Oh
you.
my god, thank you.
Incredibly appreciative of that.
Seriously, thank you. Like, that really does. Like,
Very, very
thank
nice.
you.
Um, yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's, thank you.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, like that is very thoughtful. Like, I mean, like you didn't have to do that, but it's funny that people, it's not funny, but it's great that people care that much, where it's like, we're $38 away from $100. He wants us to be at $100, so we can at least give $100 to somebody.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um, as far as Wrestle Rumble goes, I hate like that I'm like doing a commercial.
Yeah, like Wrestle Rumble.
People are donating. But these people help us out. Like
Yeah.
Wrestle Rumble, I give stuff like this away during the show. So I may have some free entries to give away for this at some point. I don't know. But the great thing is, it's only $1 to enter this contest. So like, or this raffle. The way that it works, you jump on here, you do a $1 entry, and I don't know if there's a limit. I'll probably throw in like $20 or so on this myself, just for the chance, because the winner is going to get 3 replica world title belts. You get the Winged Eagle WWF title, the OG ECW world title, and the big gold belt, the WCW belt. I mean,
That's
just
awesome.
incredible.
That's amazing.
You know, I'm 32 years old currently, but and I'm excited. I'm very excited for this at 32 years old. The prospect of potentially winning this, but if this was me in the 90s, like these were the 3 belts. Like this is what it was all about.
Yes, that's
growing up.
it. That
For
was
me,
it.
for me, this was like I would have dreams. I'd be wrestling pillows in my basement with my brother. I'd be on my trampoline with my buddies doing trampoline wrestling. And we were always thinking one day we wanted to hold one of those 3 title belts. That was what it was all about, was those 3 title belts. And you can own the replicas, $1 entries. Incredible.
Those are good replicas too.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible replicas. So once again, that's at WrestleRumble.com. Make sure to follow them on Twitter at WrestleRumble to stay up to date with all their contests. And they're just straight up good people. I was doing Wrestle Rumble contests before they were even sponsoring my personal show, Fight Talk, and then of course, because our relationship is so great, they wanted to be a part of this as well. So and that goes for all 3 of these sponsors I'm going to talk about. All 3 of these sponsors I carried over from my personal show that I've been doing for years. That's how much I love these people for being a part of it, because it was literally like, hey, me and my friend Jessi are going to be doing a new video chat. You want to be a part of it? And they're just like, it's not even a question, of course. Like, it's in. So anyway, big shout out to Wrestle Rumble. Same kind of scenario right here, Heroes and Legends. I do so much business with Heroes and Legends on a personal level, that I'm so happy to have them as a sponsor, because as a matter of fact, I just spent another $50 with them yesterday on 11 more WWF Bendoms that are similar to these.
Yes.
Here. I don't have my extra camera set up now, but my wall is just becoming more and more full with these things. Anyway, Legends, they are nice people. They'll do fair business with you. And they can be found on all social media at HL Pro Wrestling. You can see it up here in like the search tab, HL Pro Wrestling. Just to give you an example of some of their stuff, like right now they have some stuff on eBay. If you happen to be looking for some like old school Hogan, and these look like some old LJN figures, some WWF LJNs. Got this old school. I mean, that looks like a vintage Road Warriors shoulder pad set. I mean, that's really cool stuff. Lance Storm, Canadian Superstar. Don't know how old that is, but anyway,
It's cool. You never know what you're gonna find.
never know what you're gonna find. I mean, this. He just did look at that, Francine baby. She's doing a Q&A
Yes.
soon. She jumps on every now and then with Heroes and Legends. He just got. It's hard to tell because he has the two groups, but The dude's just constantly getting thousands of figures and autographs and memorabilia and magazines and all this stuff. So Heroes and Legends, check them out. They're great people to do fair business with you. And then my brother, Brian Jensen. Make sure to follow him on Instagram at BoxingATL. He is a part owner of Steel Boxing and Athletics out of Atlanta, Georgia. He helps and runs non-profit I almost said Parkinson's, non-boxing for Parkinson's foundations and stuff like that. You can see even during like the pandemic and stuff, that for the people that weren't comfortable coming inside to his gym, he'll go outside and hold pads for you, and you can see it right there. He'll help you online. He can help you, remotely. So if you're not in the Atlanta, Georgia area or anywhere nearby, he can help you over the webcam. And then, he's got his gym, the gym itself, right here. Boom. At his gym, holding mitts for people. So, once again, Brian Jensen can help you reach your goals, whether it's to throw hands, get in better shape, learn self-defense. If you're a professional boxer, he corners some professional boxers. If you're an amateur boxer, you want to do some charity fights, whatever it is, hit him up. Boxing ATL, BOXING-ATL. That's Brian Jensen. Get a knockout workout without getting knocked out. Hit up Brian Jensen right now. Jessi, what you got?
You can follow me on Twitter at Jessi the Buckeye. The same handle is also the link to my OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/Jessi the Buckeye, JESSI I almost forgot my letters. BUCKEYE. That's without that, my OnlyFans, I would not have been able to donate to some causes that are near and dear to my heart as of late. So I appreciate that, and I would also not be able to support my family. So I do really appreciate that. That's the best way to support me directly without the live streams. Yeah, the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. There's a hair in my face. Make sure you're subscribed so you always get notifications when we go live. Obviously, we're on kind of like a little bit of a break. Still trying to figure out a set schedule for forever. But so the best way to find that out is to subscribe and get notifications. You'll always get a notification 30 minutes before we go live, and then when we actually do go live. So it's very important. So you won't miss it. You'll be right on it. And then I have a Papa John's pizza code, which is JESSI25, Jessi25. It's 25% off your online order. Pretty good deal if you ask me. You can use it up to 100 times. Until the end of the year. So that's all I got.
Awesome. Yeah. Make sure to give me a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. It's FightTalk _, FIGHTTALK _. I figure we'll probably be back towards the beginning of next week. Maybe Tuesday or something like that. Keep y'all.
Yeah, that works.
Try to keep y'all in the loop. Talk a little NXT. Whatever's going on in wrestling, we'll talk about it. Once again, thank you to everyone who tuned in today. All the thumbs up, the likes on the video help a ton. It really helps with the algorithm. People can find the podcast easier. It'll show up on people's recommended more likely and stuff like that. So that way we can grow our little community of wrestling fans here on YouTube.
Yes.
So it helps out a lot. Costs nothing. It takes like half a second just to hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. But that's all I've got. That's it.
Yes, and thank you to everybody. My heart is so full today. And so everyone take care of yourself, and just everyone be kind. Am I stealing Ellen's gimmick? I probably shouldn't do that. Just be nice. Don't be a jerk. There.
Just reminds me of the fake Ellen from H3H3, that video.
Oh, yes.
Remember that one?
Oh, my God. That was so funny with the one guy that totally sneaked it.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird. Anyways, see you later. Hopefully Tuesday. We will try to keep you updated. But that's why it's important to be subscribed and be following us on social media so you know for sure when we're here next. Thanks again for everyone watching. Thank you for everyone who donated. Thank you for everyone who joined the chat, just checked it out, hit anything, whatever, blah, 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 blah.